Vandeham Sri Guru.
Hare Krishna. Book Masters, Mothers or Masters, written by His Holiness Bhakti-Vikas Swami, is an excellent book about Daivi Varnashram Dharma. It is not a book only about women's role in society, but is much more broader. And author, His Holiness Bhakti-Vikas Swami, is a renowned, faithful follower of Srila Prabhupada, and he is, as a sannyasi, he is a natural teacher of all varnas and ashramas. So by reading his book, actually not his book, but he's presenting Srila Prabhupada's teaching about the importance of spiritual culture. We as the devotees, frankly speaking, we can see that we are struggling to perform or to practice devotional service in basically materialistic culture. So Srila Prabhupada is very eager to introduce spiritual culture, which means Daivi Varnashram Dharma, in which culture devotees and people in general, with families especially, with children, they can practice pure devotional service in a most peaceful way. His Holiness Bhakti-Vikas Swami is an author of many books, but I think that with this book, Mothers and Masters, he exposed himself mostly, and to that point that that book was practically banned from the broader ISKCON society at one point in time. So I'm very happy that I can say for myself by reading this book that actually I understood a little bit more about the importance of spiritual culture and how only by following Srila Prabhupada's actually instruction about the establishing Daivi Varnashram Dharma that we can be happy and we can peacefully continue with our devotional service and actually start in very practical and very concise way in order to establish practical examples how devotees should live. So by writing this book, Maharaj exposed himself, and also in one sense he also exposed his disciples and followers. And we can say that actually he was not obliged to do that, but he could also stay as a established member of society and continue with the flow of general ISKCON and not make waves. But he didn't do that. His desire and intention was to help us to understand that Varnashram Dharma is very important and spiritual culture is most essential at that point in time. In that way, by reading this book, at least we will start to think about it, at least we will start to discuss among ourselves about the importance. And as usual, things will not change overnight, but at least we will have some theoretical understanding that slowly we should proceed towards spiritualizing our environment, in that sense that we will strive for more spiritual culture in our lives. Thank you very much.
So I can say that this book, Mothers and Masters, has actually increased my faith in Srila Prabhupada. We know that Srila Prabhupada's books are full of actually Krishna's instructions for a perfect community. And when I tried applying those principles that are collected in this book, I could see that my dealings with devotees and with other members of community, and especially my family life, became a lot more harmonious, more peaceful, and became because of this a little bit more happy. I also understand that, especially for us women from the West, due to our upbringing, that's practically the opposite of what's Krishna's idea for a harmonious society, it's sometimes difficult to accept these principles, at least theoretically. But I found it even more difficult, not just theoretically accepting, but imbibing those principles and applying them in our lives. Not because we have to do it, but because we like it. So it took me more than 20 years to at least at some point managed to do that. But when I started it, I could see that I actually became more peaceful, and if I consider dealings with souls in male bodies, I could see that my ideas and my suggestions came more easily through. So it took me more than 20 years to at least somewhat come to that point. And I could see that I became more peaceful, more happy, more protected. And it was a lot easier to bring forth my ideas and suggestions to souls in male bodies. And even everyone wants to be respected, so I could see that they even respected me more than before when I consciously or unconsciously tried to compete with them. So I invite all Vaishnavis to open-mindedly take this book and read it, at least theoretically accepting that it includes Krishna's instructions for a nice, harmonious community. But for the braver ones, I challenge them to even try applying these principles in their lives and see the blessings coming in their life.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,